XKSS is one of the most special supercars out there. With only 16 of them being made, they're very, very rarely seen. If we take the XKSS and we look back, in 1954, the D-Type hit the track, so to speak, and it made a big impact at Le Mans. It would do close on 180 miles an hour, it would do 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds. And that's phenomenal. Even many cars today won't touch those sorts of figures.
In the race, we get up to about 175 to 185 miles per hour.
There was a strong pull from America to produce a sports car based around the D-Type, the Jaguar XKSS's. On the 12th of February 1957, there was a fire in the factory.
2 weeks after the £3 million fire.
And there were a number of D-Type stroke XKSS's in that fire, to the tune of 9 of them. The project really has been all about replacing those 9 vehicles. It was the original supercar. My name's Kev Riches. I started as a Jaguar apprentice way back in 1974. For me, it's almost about recreating a piece of art, because these vehicles are art these days. For me, being a real petrol head effectively, I think for me it was all about building an authentic car and trying to make the car as accurate as possible to the cars that were built in the period. What we're doing on this car is going back to 1955 effectively, and beyond that, to hand form all these panels. So all these surfaces, they're all hand formed and they're rolled using the English wheel. Hand rolling steel or aluminium is a very, very specialist skill. I prefer to call it an art. It's not, you're less of an engineer and more of an artist. So for me it was about trying to build that perfect car to the period specification in the period way as much as possible. But also trying to look to see how today's technology could help us as well. We scanned 4 cars, and when you looked at each of those cars, they were slightly different. The CAD team have taken that data and they've created in a virtual environment what this car actually looks like. And that's enabled us then to actually look at this in a virtual environment and understand exactly what it is we're going to build. I want to be able to look around it and see everything as it was. I mean, the research we're doing on the fixings, the nuts, the bolts, the oddies, we're even having to reproduce some of the nuts ourselves because you can no longer buy them. As soon as we announced we were going to build these cars, I think they were sold over that weekend. So to sell 9 cars that quickly was quite an achievement. Put it this way, if I remortgaged my house, I couldn't afford one. They're certainly over £1 million a piece. That's £1 million, not dollars.